Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this 32 Predoctoral Clinical Research Training Award informational session. The goal today is to do an overview of this application and invite you to apply for this opportunity. So who we are? Myself, Luana Colloca, a professor at School of Nursing, and Professor Jean-Pierre Rothman from School of Medicine. Together, we lead this program and we train the next generation of pre- and postdoctoral trainees and actually translational scientists. So the goal today is to have an overview of the application. The RFA has been just released, so what is important to know is that the scope of this award is to support the training of biomedical, behavioral, clinical researcher through individual pre-doctoral research training. This T32 is a component of the National Institutes of Health, Clinical and Translational Science Award, what we call CTSA. We partnership with Johns Hopkins University. At the University of Maryland, several schools, actually I would say all the school, dentistry, law, medicine, nursing, pharmacy, social work, graduate school, along with the University of Maryland College Park, are part of this initiative. The T32 CTSA Awards will fund at least one pre-doctoral trainee. There will be also opportunity for internal funds and additional positions for both UMB and University of Maryland College Park. The duration of the pre-award for pre-doctoral scholars is 1 year. So let's talk about the details of these awards. We support the awards with a stipend, tuition, training-related expenses. And all this is in line with the RUF Kirchstein National Research Service Awards, what is known as MFSR, the NACS, and stipend, tuition, fuel, and other budgetary level are in accordance with the guidelines from NIH. To be able to apply for this award, you need to be a US citizen or green card holder, what we call permanent resident. You must have received a bachelor degree by the beginning of this appointment, that is July 1st. Currently enrolled in a doctoral degree conferring program in the following school, all of us, medicine, dentistry, nursing, pharmacy, social work, law, graduate school, as well as UMCP. Those who are funded cannot have concurrent federal funded and no more than 4 years of previous aggregate NRSA support are low. For those who succeed with this award, we expect to be full-time students with 40 hours per week devoted to research and didactic training. Indeed, those who are awarded will have some didactic training, including the seminars at UMB and Johns Hopkins, online, sometime in person. There will be a research project with a primary mentor that usually you identify before applying, and the completion of either a certificate or master degree in clinical research. The students must have a good clinical academic standard and a minimum semester GPA of 3. Pre-doctoral trainees may be enrolled in year 2. We usually discourage enrolling in year 1st when there are many other demanding activities. But also later, after year 2, it's possible still to apply and enroll for this program. Let's talk about the application per se. So there will be a cover letter, and please pay attention to this part. In the cover letter, you will indicate your motivation for applying for these awards, a curriculum vitae, and a personal statement that is 1-2 page in size, 12 font, and the research project together with the title. So the research project is really what makes a difference in the applications. So we wish to see the science, but also because this is a training grant, the short and long-term research goals. So how they master the certificate, for example, will help you become a better scientist, how you plan to execute your research projects with a clear hypothesis, what is the power, the research that you plan to conduct. And so once you complete this research project, another component that is very important is the commitment of your mentor. Please indicate, how often you are going to meet, which kind of skills you may learn from your mentor, the quality of this interaction. And for the mentee, it's also important to share the curriculum or the NIH BioSketch indicating history of mentorship and current federal grants. You will be submitting the application through our Red Cup page, but also make sure at the same time to enroll either in the certificate or master. And if you have questions in choosing the good one for you, or if pursuing a master or certificate, feel free to reach out to myself, Dr. Rothman, and Elena. We expect 2 letters of reference to be mailed to this address by the deadline that this year is February 27, 2026. 1 letter will be from the former professor, mentor that you had, and 1 letter from your current PhD mentor. So, and as I mentioned, the mentor will also submit the NIH BioSketch along with a letter where not just to tell us about your strength, your skills, but most important, the commitment with trainees, you and past, prior experience, as well as success in mentoring and securing funds. There is also a letter from the academic dean. The goal is to confirm your good academic standing and where appropriate, for example, for medical students, to step out 1 year to do research. As I mentioned, the deadline will be February 27 at 5 p.m. And a little bit about this experience. There will be a fully immersed year where you will have mandatory seminars to attend along with the classes related to the master or certificate. There will be research in progress seminars monthly, organized in collaboration with Johns Hopkins University. There are the catalyst seminars offered here, and then training in bioethics, good clinical practice, human subjects research, and so on. We also hope that you gain a good understanding of health informatics, but also career development skills. We also offer community engagement research learning opportunity, what we call CRAC, and you will be attending our national conference together with, our dear across states in the country. And this is the annual meeting that we all attend. In terms of mentoring and evaluation, so there will be an agreement between mentor, mentee, and us. This is a 3-part agreement. The leadership here at the ICTR, your mentor, and you. And we suggest that in line with the requirement of the NIH grant. Also, you will have monthly, bi-monthly, it depends on the needs, but in general, we have at least 1 monthly meeting with our T32 trainees. You will be preparing an individual development plan once you start, and 6 months later, you will update us on your progresses. And at the end of the 1 year, you will have a report, hopefully one publication as first author, submitted, or even better, accepted. And you will complete the clinical research appraisal inventory that help us to keep record of all achievement and growth of our scholars. And before I open this to questions, probably we have a current T32 awardee, Jack Kim, that is here with us to share a little bit about his current experience, being an awardee for this program. And I hope, he will stay also for questions to myself, to Dr. Rothman, or to Jack. Yes, Jack, feel free to share your experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for having me here. So I am currently a fourth year medical student. So I completed my third year of medical school, and then I'm doing a step out year to pursue the T32 predoctoral training right now. And as a part of that, I'm doing my cardiology research at the Institute for Health Computing under Dr. Marin. And also for my master's program, I chose to pursue MPH degree. And I know when you are applying to the program, there are multiple offerings, there are multiple masters that you can choose from. And the two options for me came down to either doing an MPH degree or master's in I believe it was epidemiology and clinical investigation. And yeah, I was deciding between the two masters and ended up deciding MPH degree because the program director for MPH told me that, the master's in clinical investigation might teach you how to do the sciences, but may not necessarily teach you what are the steps afterwards. But MPH is more of a holistic package that will teach you everything. So then that's the reason why I ended up picking the MPH degree. And maybe I'll talk a little more about my motivation for doing T32. I've always loved doing research, so I wanted to do research as part of my career. My plan is to pursue academic cardiology in the future, and I um I knew there were research skills, components of research skills that I was missing. Specifically, I wanted more training in research study design and also statistical analysis component of the clinical research. So I decided to do a step out year to essentially gain those skills. And what I really am getting out of T32 year under the mentorship of my PI, Dr. Marin, and also from the leadership from T32 leadership here, Dr. Koloka and Dr. Rothman, is really learning how to rigorously conduct clinical research. So it trains you on the research methodology. It gets your feet wet as to what clinical research really looks like and prepare you for the postdoctoral phase where then you will actually be doing research that would probably contribute to your future career. And those probably are the topics that will make you into an independent investigator. So this is a stage right before that. And right now I am honing down on my research skills and also my research interest. And so far the program has been extremely supportive. And I plan on applying for the ABIM program, which is a residency program that has research built into it. So I do plan on fully pursuing research as part of my career, and T32 program has helped me make that decision. And I wonder if the participant have any specific question because I've been just kind of talking on my
Yes,
own.
great.
We
So
do
we do
see,
have a question. Yes, Anam, thank you for your nice words. So it's still a requirement to do a master for those who are already enrolled on a MD, PhD. Actually, no, it's not a requirement. And you will be choosing a limited number of courses. If I remember well, it's only 3 courses that you can attend as part of the a PhD, MD program. And so the answer is no for those people. And you will reach out to us with more details about this application and situation where people are enrolled on MD PhD programs. Okay. Good question. Any other question to all of us? Dr. Rothman, Jake, with us, admin questions. So
I think the benefit of doing a T32, I was gonna do this research here regardless of having T32 or not, but I think it's extremely nice to have a structure because with the T32 program, this is a joint program with Johns Hopkins, so we have regular meeting with the leadership here at UMB, but also at the larger T32 program, so we get opportunities to share our research, regular opportunities to share our research with the folks at JHU, and also we do what's called community research advisory counselors. So essentially, we present our research out to the members of the community. So we get an opportunity to practice how we can present our research to community members. So it's very nice to have the structures and deadlines and having a formulated plan and also community so we can have more of a
Yes.
structured research here.
We have two more questions. How about just a PhD program? Yes, those people who are enrolled on a PhD program are highly encouraged to enroll for the master. And if they have already a master, they can enroll for a certificate. Then should the research project be designed to be finished in 1 year? Yes, that will be the best plan. To have something that is feasible within 1 year, because this is also one aspect that the reviewer will evaluate, like, oh, the project is over ambitious, there is so much that they expect to do. So it is helpful to have a 1 year research project. Of course, you will continue your research, but for these applications, try to limit to 1 year project. You can indicate that you plan to expand, but you have limited space, so use the space for the application carefully. Should I graduate last summer, July. Am I still eligible for this postdoctoral program? Well, this session is for the pre-doctoral. At 3:30, we will start the postdoctoral training. Yes, if you graduate last summer, you are eligible for the postdoctoral program. And I will have additional notes for the postdoctoral, so if you don't mind, stay for actually join the other link for the postdoctoral program. And I hope Elaine or Wanda can give you the link here.
Actually, it's the same link. If he just stays
Oh,
on,
great.
they
Just
stay
stay.
on, then they just
Fantastic.
roll right into the postdoc session.
Do you feel like this T32 helped shape your specific research questions? What was the biggest strength of the program, in your opinion, as a student? Jack, this is for you.
Yeah, I guess I can answer that. So when you're applying to the T32 program, you should have a specific research question in mind and sort of have an idea of what you want to do for the whole year. But I think the real strength is that beyond that, the strength of T32 is I initially started with one specific research question that was only designed for 1 year. But then I saw that as I was doing my research, the scope of the question actually developed into a much larger one that some could even say could be someone's career. So I think the scope of the research does evolve as you move through the T32. But the specific research question, I think, you should have defined before you apply. But as you go through it, you will find yourself finding, okay, there are other gaps in the literature that I can address with what I have in the arsenal, and you'll see that the scope of your question continuously evolve. And I think that is the biggest strength of the program is that it helped me find what is my area of research interest. Because previously, prior to T32, my research mainly involved what is my PI doing and what are the areas that I can help out. Whereas T32 is more like you're getting a taste of being an independent investigator. Of course, you have all your mentors who are supporting you, but you have more freedom as to how you want to choose your path. And there's a lot of people who are there to support you in that journey.
Great. We have some more questions. I have a foreign master and now third year PhD. I'm eligible and I would need still to do a certificate program. Yes, if you ever read a master, we encourage you to enroll for a certificate, especially if your experience was from abroad, would be very helpful to have also a certificate from from our program. This will help you and you will gain much more knowledge related to translational research. Also, I'm currently under GA and I allow to do both the T32 and GA at the same time. GA? Can you clarify what is a GA? Oh, graduate assistant. Yes, I think so. It is the first time. Are you a teaching assistant, graduate assistant within your PhD program here, right?
Is that? I'm actually letting this person speak.
Yes,
Dr.
you are
Dan? Or
yes.
yes.
Thank you.
Hey,
And
hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
And
So yeah, I'm currently in like graduate as research assistant. So I'm also like interested in like T32 program. Like, am I allowed to do both of them at the same time, or like I have to give up like GA in order to like apply to like T32?
well, you can't gain two salaries. So this you will be receiving a stipend through our program. And the graduate assistantship that you have will be replaced by the stipend through the T32, but you are eligible and we can handle these more financial aspects later on. And I saw that Megan, and also I think this question is something that Dr. Rothman can help too, right? Megan and Jean-Pierre, any comments?
Yeah, you would probably have to relinquish the GA position and accept the stipend from the T32. Um,
That is my understanding
you
too.
can't derive two separate salaries.
I see. Yeah, thank you for sharing the information.
And of course, this can be reconciled afterwards. If you are successful, we will figure out the logistic of GA and stipend from T32. Another thing that is important to mention, if you have as a mentor a junior faculty with little experience or no funds yet, make sure that you have a co-mentor, someone senior with experience in mentoring students. And you are allowed to have two mentors. So if you choose a second one, because the first one is yet on a tenure track with no grants or limited experience in mentoring students, we recommend to include another mentor, so two, to complement one another.
I see.
Because
you.
you will get score, but also your mentor. So the evaluation and the success of this program come from both strong applicants, strong mentors.
I see. Thank you so much.
Any additional question? Well, the question is there only one award? Usually we have more than one award. Sometimes we have one award supported by the federal grant and one award internally supported. But we had years with also three slots. I understand that you want to know the odds to success, so that is why, since the awardee will be a relatively limited number, I see that we are 17 people on this call. Probably this make you understand the level of competition. For now, keep in mind to apply with the best application possible in terms of description of the research project, why this is so relevant to you, short and long-term goals, mentor strengths. And if you have any questions while you prepare your application, Sarah and everyone, don't hesitate to contact us. Okay?
Yeah, I can drop my email in the chat if anyone wants more student perspective from like what I did to apply. and happy to share that perspective.
Let's do it.
Yeah, just shoot me an email if you guys have any questions about the application process. I'm happy to help in whatever fashion I can.
And with this, I think we are going to close the session.